So the traditional Lenten observances or Lenten practices are prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. These are three important things that Christ highlights in his Sermon on the Mount. For me, it usually seems like the most engaging one of these, the one that I have the most intense experience of, is fasting or doing some other kind of sacrifice. For instance, I have this feeling of anticipating something like the Ash Wednesday fast before it starts, then this gritty, visceral encounter with the sacrifice, during which I feel this possibility of being close to Christ in conversation with him somehow. Then afterward, a clear sense that something real just happened. But what I actually care about more, and what I think I have more of a desire for, is prayer. But I'm often tempted to think that my prayer is inadequate, distracted, not fervent enough, etc. It's almost like the strong experience that I have with struggling through a sacrifice, resisting accepting it, is missing from my prayer. So maybe I'm not doing it right. I'm probably more self-conscious about my meager prayer life than I am about my resistance to making sacrifices. I was visiting an RCIA class one time, and we were talking about prayer. I wanted to know whether other people had a similar experience of their prayer lives. I asked one woman, "Do you ever feel sort of pressured or kind of embarrassed when people talk about how important prayer is and how much they love it?" She said, "Yes." So I think that's a common experience. Every saint and Jesus himself encourages us to pray, but it seems hard. But the good news for me has been that there's always a way forward. The problem isn't that we're being asked to do something that no one knows how to do with prayer, but rather, like conversation, we just have to learn it a little bit at a time. Three of the most important improvements in my prayer life have been from regularity, stillness, and authenticity. By regularity, I mean sort of just sticking to a commitment. By stillness, I mean including some reflective, quiet prayer, both offering things to God and then trying to listen to him, not necessarily in a formulaic way. And then by authenticity, I mean praying from where I am right now, not just following some idea of what prayer is. When I started practicing those things, I had, for maybe the first time, the genuine experience of just enjoying prayer, of looking forward to it. I knew that I was truly living the Christian life, that I was spending that time with the most important person, that I was not just thinking about God, but talking with him. The ideas of stillness and authenticity kind of blend together for me, but basically one way I've been encouraged to pray is by simply giving God what's on my heart and trying to invite him into every area of my life. A real prayer life can look different for two different people, and that's okay. The fact that I can grow in prayer doesn't mean that my current prayer life is inadequate for where I am right now. So I think Christ has brought me some peace and joy in that, and during Holy Week, I pray that he does for you as well.